Module 9. In this module, we will be taking a look at the formative assessment resources for English. We'll take a look at My Literacy and how we set this up, our literacy curriculum worksheets, which are downloadable, where we can find our learning goals through the hover within My Literacy and see our feedback as students complete activities, and we'll unpack our learning app called My Spelling. So let's head across to the platform. Once we are in our platform, we can see that we are in the My Literacy part of our platform. Backtracking to our class, we know that we can access My Literacy either through View Class Results or Manage Class Assessments. First of all, we must turn our My Literacy on. We can access our certificates and see our tally of trophies through our Growth Achievement tab, and we recommend real-time feedback is on for their first attempt at learning. If they are having a second attempt at learning, we turn real-time feedback off so that students can go back in and edit results. So this is real-time feedback for our first attempt. Our activities are located in our part of the platform called My Literacy. So once again, the shortcut is to come down to our English, ensure that we have the data set that we wish to use turned on, because that is a direct access for our My Literacy, and tap the coloured plus button. After a pre-assessment has been completed, all of our activities are pre-allocated based on these circles that you can see. This is the personalised journey. We recommend unsetting all of these activities so that we can align our formative assessment with our whole class teaching. Up the top of our My Literacy screen, you'll be able to download a My Literacy overview. This document will show you what are the texts available, including keywords and the purpose of the text. So this is well worth downloading so that we know what is behind each of these previews for each of the texts written to marry to the outcome. You can also filter via the substrand, text type, and focus. So here we can see by hovering over the preview mode that we were able to see our 4 proficiencies and our I can statements. This is an understanding text activity because it starts with comprehension. Scrolling across, if we can see that it begins with pre-writing, this is a creating text activity. So you can see by the outcome statements up there, and that's our differentiation between understanding and creating. So the proficiencies will change according to the text. If we want to click open the text, once again, we click on that box called preview. We can open up the text. We're able to preview the questions and also scroll through to see which texts have Learn tabs. We don't have Learn videos for English. We have these Learn tabs, which are part of your explicit teaching. So we allow our students to be exposed to the text for repeated reading episodes. We model the text, we share the text, we guide the fluency. We ensure students are independent and going to be successful before we will then allocate this text generally to our whole class. But once again, we can differentiate and remove activities and assign lower level activities if required. The curriculum download directly underneath is most helpful for our literacy because we are really encouraging that teachers download these to give their students the paper version so students can highlight, locate, make notes, because they'll be repeating the reading of this text over a number of days. The questions on the paper-based download are also different, so we can use these to model the strategies of how to answer the various questions for the 4 proficiencies. So that is a great way to lead our students through some explicit teaching before we allocate them to the online version, which they'll complete independently. Once again, we will get that feedback at the whole class level. The stars will colour in, we'll have a percentage of how our class went, and then we can measure, have they caught what I've taught? And if we need to do any further teaching, we've got that opportunity to come back in and do some reteaching if there's still gaps in those proficiencies. Or we can move on because we've done a great job and the students have completed that particular element. Please be mindful that there is only one activity available for each of these outcomes, so savour them, use them as a check-in after high-quality teaching, and generally we don't recommend going above your grade level, as then the next year the teacher won't be able to use them because the students will have used them, but at grade level or below grade level is a great way to use My Literacy. We also have our learning app, so let's take a look at our learning app, and that is called My Spelling. Once again, we don't turn My Spelling on until we've allocated a particular zone that we want our students to focus on. So turning all the zones off until we've just got the area we want to work on. We can change the range so we can differentiate for various students. So Natalie may be operating in that lower range, and we can turn on the zone that is suitable for her. We recommend, and we will just turn on our spelling options, to just start with play. That is the only way you get data. Then you can open up learn, practice and find gradually. Use them within spelling rotations. That just gives students more practice. But the play zone, once they've played, you will receive data here individually. You'll be able to download personalised spelling lists and also resource focus area sheets. We generally recommend you don't use the assess until you have worked with those particular areas, and then you can go into your assess tab and allocate assessments. Keyboard can be turned on generally for older students, but for the younger students we use the drag and drop method. There is an overview and a research paper available as well, and there's a whole webinar once again to unpack My Spelling further. So please allocate the zones before you turn your My Spelling app to the on position.